I still remember the silence in the room when I opened my JAM result 178, not 278, not even 200, but 178, and in that moment, my dream felt over. But what happened 1 year later? Nobody, not even me, saw it coming. If you've ever failed an exam, felt embarrassed, or thought your life was going nowhere, then stay with me, because this story might change how you see your own future. Because 1 year after that painful 178, I scored something that shocked my family, my teachers, and even myself. But before I tell you the result, you need to understand how bad things really were. Growing up, I was always called the intelligent one. You know that child everyone believes will succeed. Teachers trusted me. My parents bragged about me. Relatives would say, this boy will become a doctor. And I believed them. So when I registered for JAM, I wasn't scared. I was confident. Maybe even overconfident. I told my friends, I will score above 300. Looking back now, that confidence was built on one dangerous mistake. I thought intelligence alone was enough. Exam day came. I remember sitting in front of the computer, heart racing. Some questions looked familiar, others felt like a foreign language. But I kept telling myself, you're smart. You'll be fine. Weeks later, the result came out. My hands were shaking when I checked. At first, I thought it was a mistake. I refreshed the page again and again. My chest felt heavy. My throat dried up. I couldn't breathe properly. How would I tell my parents? How would I face my friends who expected 300 plus? That night, I didn't sleep. And the next morning, reality hit harder than the result itself. My father looked at me quietly after seeing the score. He didn't shout. He didn't insult me. He just said one sentence. So, what happened? That question hurt more than anger. Because I didn't have an answer. Inside me, shame was growing. Friends started posting their results online. I stopped opening WhatsApp. I avoided people. I even started doubting myself. Maybe I wasn't actually smart. Maybe everything people said about me was wrong. Maybe I was just average. Or worse. But the lowest moment came a few weeks later. A relative visited our house. While discussing admissions, someone mentioned my result. He laughed. Not loudly, but enough. Then he said, maybe university is not for everyone. That sentence pierced me. That day, I went to my room, closed the door, and cried. Not small tears. Deep, painful crying. Because for the first time in my life, I felt like a failure. But something strange happened that night. Instead of sleeping, I started thinking. Not about the embarrassment, but about the truth. And the truth was uncomfortable. I didn't fail because the exam was too hard. I failed because I didn't prepare the right way. I relied on past intelligence. I read without strategy. I avoided competition. That realization hurt, but it also gave me power. Because if the problem was my approach, then maybe I could fix it. And that night, I made a decision that changed everything. I would rewrite JAM. But this time, I would become dangerous. The next morning, I did something most people don't do after failure. I picked up all my textbooks for chemistry, physics, biology, and English, and I started reading immediately. And I also prepared timetable for myself. I bought past questions again and again. I make use of remix and facts to success. But this time, I didn't just read, I studied with patterns. I noticed something shocking. Jam repeats concepts a lot, but you will actually know if you are the such that reads a lot and also read for understanding. Not exact questions, but ideas. That discovery alone changed my confidence. Then I created a timetable. Not a perfect one, a realistic one. 3 to 6 hours daily, and gradually I increase my time of study. Actually, long hours doesn't really matter if you can understand the concept of each topic within a short time. Consistency over intensity. And slowly, things started changing. But the journey wasn't smooth. There were days I felt tired. Days I doubted myself again. Days I wanted to quit. One evening, after solving questions for hours, I scored only 40% in a practice test, which equivalent to 160/400 in JAM. I almost broke down. I thought, what if I repeat another failure? That fear is real. If you've ever tried again after failing, you understand. But instead of quitting, I asked one powerful question. What exactly did I do wrong here? And I corrected it. That became my new mindset. Not I'm not good. But, what is missing? Months passed. Something interesting started happening. Questions that once looked impossible became easy. Topics I feared became familiar. Confidence returned, but this time, it was earned. Not imagined. My parents noticed the difference too. My father once entered my room at night and saw me studying. He didn't say anything, but he smiled. That smile meant everything. Finally, exam season came again. This time, I wasn't overconfident. I was calm. Because I knew the work I had done. Inside the exam hall, I saw questions I recognized. Concepts I mastered. Tricks I practiced. For the first time, I felt in control. When I submitted, I didn't feel fear. I felt at peace. But the real shock came weeks later. Result day. My heart was beating loudly again. Memories of 178 came back. My hands were sweating. I almost didn't want to check. But I did. And when I saw the number, I froze. I checked again. And again. It was real. From 178 to 342. I couldn't speak. I ran to my parents. My mother screamed. My father stood up slowly, looked at the score, and hugged me. That hug, I will never forget. Because it wasn't just about marks. It was proof that failure is not final. But here's the part most people don't talk about. The real victory wasn't the 342. It was the transformation. I became disciplined, focused, resilient. I learned how to learn. And that skill is bigger than any exam.
Click on like, comment, share, and subscribe for more videos on Moonlight Story TV.